Many people think that weight loss is about what you eat, what you don't eat, how much, how little. But you see, all decisions about how much you eat, when you eat, all take place in the mind. And there are many factors out there in our world that conspire against us. Now, listen, I understand, I know what it's like. My name is Amy Cinnamon and I'm a hypnotist and a personal development coach. I gained weight during my pregnancy. I had 2 children very close together, so I was basically pregnant for 2 years in a row, and I gained an extra 5 stone, and I struggled to keep the balance for many years. Even more so when my children were young, it was that weight on, weight off, weight on, weight off, but then I had this extra pressure when they weren't so young anymore. So I ended up spending lots of time training in the gym, in my home, losing weight, putting it back on, still losing weight and putting it back on again. And it wasn't until I discovered hypnosis and NLP that I'd realised all this time I'd been missing such a vital element. And I had this miraculous discovery about why what I was doing just simply wasn't working for me. Now my journey is still an ongoing job, because losing the weight via healthy food and exercise is only half of the task. The big part of the job is keeping it off, right? It's that transitioning into a healthier lifestyle. And the weight loss, the weight gain is almost never the problem. It's almost always the symptom. And we will pack on weight for almost any emotional symptom that you can think of, whether it's feeling some kind of insecurity issues, that fear of not having enough, or whether it's hoarding behaviours, or not feeling like you're enough. Sometimes it can be around creating layers of protection, almost like body armour to protect us from being hurt, which right now might sound a little too deep or even a little bit crazy. But it's through extensive research and studies that can often be the case. It can often be down to the part of the mind which is called the hypothalamus, the reptilian brain, the emotional brain, otherwise known as your paleocortex. And if that part of your brain is not getting what it needs emotionally, it can eat for any reason. So whether it's like the neighbour's birthday and it's like, yay, let's have some cake, or it's simply a sunny day and it's let's get the barbecue out and the beers out. It's a Friday night, there's a perfect reason to think let's get a takeaway. And it's through hypnosis and NLP that we can discover what the drivers are, those needs of the emotional brain. So the driver being that need. What's the driver behind your emotional eating? What's the driver that stops you from achieving your goal? If your drivers are not satisfied, your hypothalamus, your emotional brain will look for a substitute. And one of the most readily available substitutes that we have is food. Now be aware that it's that old apples for oranges. There is no amount of food that will give you that sense of being connected or being comforted or feeling worthy or that you belong. When we don't feel great within ourselves for whatever reason, we start to look outside for anything to make us feel good. Now, for many people, food is what is the closest thing that comes to that feeling of being comforted, connected, or feeling safe or secure. We can always rely on it. Your reptilian brain is not logical, it's not rational, and it doesn't care what you think. We are emotional creatures. We are primal creatures. And as long as we try to think rationally and try to intellectualize those behaviors, they'll simply continue to ruin your health. So a lot of what we do with hypnosis and NLP is to discover the emotional reasons that are driving those behaviors. We satisfy those emotional behaviors and free that part of you that used to require that old behavior. My own discovery led me to approach things in a whole new way, not just in terms of weight loss and having that balance. I mean, that actually came after. I realised that I needed to implement changes in how I was thinking about certain things that had happened throughout my life and develop new ideas and beliefs around it. Now, that's not going to be the same for everybody. We are all unique and we each have our own way of representing our experiences and what it is that we need. So the beauty of hypnosis is that we can start off with simple approaches of modifying behaviours such as habit control to allow you to take on new habits and behaviours that will actually help you on your journey of taking back full control And together we can discover the emotional reasons of how and why you are doing something, simply so that we can satisfy those needs and wants, those drivers, by updating or installing new ideas and beliefs around this, which becomes a more suitable behaviour that will still provide that part of you with exactly what it needs. So understanding that comfort food has its detrimental effect, but it's the emotions that are driving it. It's not because you are no good. It's not because you cannot stick to a program for longer than 3 weeks, or because you're overweight and that's just it. No. Sometimes making the change is really easy. It's often the beliefs around why this has to be hard. That's where the work is done. So if you're someone who is on a journey of weight loss and you are wanting to make the process more impactful and lasting for yourself, then simply reach out to me. I have a group weight loss program which will be changing to weekly sessions very soon. But for those of you who want a more of a bespoke program to make those emotional discoveries much easier and much faster to overcome, I provide a one-to-one weight loss program that is tailored to your very own specific needs. So I'm Amy Cinnamon. Head over to youtubecoaching.com, or you can reach out to me via social media pages, whichever is easiest for you. And I look forward to speaking with you very soon. Bye for now.